Did you see that China has a replica of the U.S. Navy's like biggest, newest aircraft carrier that they've built out in the desert in northwest China?
Why?
It's for target practice. They've been open about this. In fact, they've been doing this for like 10 years. I looked into this. And the U.S. has known about it. I think the general public has not known about it quite as much, but like they started building mock-ups, like outlines essentially in the desert of a few ships from the U.S. fleet years ago, like a decade ago. And then they started doing aircraft carriers in the last couple of years.
How would they like it if we did a line out of Xi Jinping's house and started dropping shit on that? That's the thing is like they've got to know that you can pick another ship's shape and practice.
No, it's specifically. I think they're trying to send a message for one thing, but yeah, it was the USS Gerald R. Ford, which, like I said, I think is the biggest and newest U.S. aircraft carrier. It's between the development and the construction, it's worth something like $18 billion, I think.
Wow.
And that doesn't include the like 80 or 90 aircraft that it can carry on board, and the value of each one of those, like of an F-35 Lightning or whatever. But they've built the outline.
Are we doing that? Are we doing that? And they're just saying, hey, we could do it too? Or
I don't know. Maybe like, Area 51 and some of the things that go on like in the Nevada desert and stuff. I mean, certainly we've done lots of tests. Maybe we hide it better. I don't know. But what they've done is built the basic like shape, and it is there's no getting it confused. Like you can look this up and see photos of what they've put together compared to an overhead shot of the Ford carrier, and it's the same thing. But what they've done is they've stuck poles in the ground with sensors throughout, like around the entire perimeter of the ship, and then at certain like key locations on the deck of the ship and everything, so that it creates a three-dimensional like radar image. So what shows up on radar is like what would look like the real thing, and so they'll, I guess they use it for target practice, like aerial bombardments, aerial attacks. I'm assuming they're shooting probably missiles and dropping bombs that don't have warheads on them, just to like dial in, their a variety of different types of weapon systems and things. But
I'm pulling it up right crazy.
Now. And I found something too.
Wow.
I found something too. I'm going to share this because I think this is kind of wild. This was an article. Let's see, where'd it go?
They could have picked the less obvious shape, unless they're trying to send a message.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious. So a week ago, this was put out on some Arab news. It's in Arabic. The like part of the news network name is in Arabic, but a week ago, they report that a Chinese military expert, Wang Yunfei, who is a researcher at the China National Defense Policy Research Association, and an expert in naval operations, he stated the replica was being used for target practice, and that China is committed to simulating attacks on aircraft carriers. And so listen to this. He also said that China, having already prepared a simulated Ford-class carrier in the desert, is, quote, now waiting for the real Ford-class carriers to come and make their home on the seabed of China's East and South China Seas. So basically, that's a big like fuck around and find out.
Whoa.
Well, it's not an overt threat. It's if you fuck around, you'll find out. Like that's what was said.
Are they trying to posture for what's that island?
For Taiwan?
For Taiwan, yes. Forgive me.
I mean,
are they posturing for Taiwan?
A lot of that.
Is that it?
Probably. But it's not good. Like none of this is good.
I mean, but the reality is their economy collapses if we stop producing stuff there. And if we stop purchasing, like their economy's dead.
Our economy is in big trouble, like in other ways, if this goes south too, because everything we consume is from China. So
yeah, but half that shit isn't needed. Like just a lot of the stuff on Amazon that people buy is more of a compulsory, people lonely shopping as they call it.
You can't use DJI drones anymore in the federal government. They're beginning to ban that.
Well, that goes back to even like TikTok. If they
for those that don't know, DJI, which is they make fantastic products. We use them all the time. Drones, microphones, a variety of products that they have. But supposedly, what's the story, Jake? I'm sorry I interrupted you, but like they are concerned that the Chinese government could
backdoors
and could transmit some of that data. So they don't want Department of Homeland Security in the U.S. using it. They don't want basically any kind of sensitive sites being captured in the viewfinders and in the cameras of these drones. The GPS, like geolocation system, so that the satellites know. Don't these drones communicate with the satellites? Isn't that you know more about them than I do?
Oh yeah, they communicate with satellites, and I mean a lot of it too is like, everything's already on Google Earth anyways. It's yeah. At the end of the day, man, this sucks. We should be focusing them on how to grow our countries together and how we can produce stuff better, and not be bombing, carrier-shaped targets in the desert, because that's not going to scare us. Our Navy's 10 times bigger than theirs. And yes, they got a lot of men. But I guess the real issue is, are they thinking smarter than we are? Where we've got a bigger army, but they're in every product, every device, every ring camera, every circuit board that's produced from that area. Do they have a backdoor into literally everything? So the weird times that we live in, man, and I just hope that something like this isn't what brings our country together, like it did back in 9/11. Hey, thanks for watching this clip. If you want to see the full podcast, be sure to click on the link in the description. And if you feel like it, hit subscribe.